All right, welcome to the DCTV 4-H Kids Evening News Show. Help us keep our news show on the air by becoming a sponsor. You can buy a sponsorship by calling 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. Now for the news. Hi, I'm Austin, and our first story is from the Durango Herald. Size matters, especially with parking spaces and trucks. Here's my pet peeve. Oversized parked trucks that stick out into the street. Why aren't these hazardous monstrosities ticketed? You have to drive in the oncoming lane or scrape the entire right side of your car. Also, you can't see over or around them, and the only option is to pull out slowly, hope no one is coming. It's particularly annoying along side streets in East 2nd Avenue. There are truck people and car people. They rarely see eye to eye on matters of transportation. So let's not go down that road. It's a dead end. If you pick a fight with pickups, and you'll soon have truculent truckers. I don't know. Then you'll get an extended lecture about extended cabs and overview and oversized trucks symbolizing the Western way of life. Likewise, if you're hypocritical or hybrids, you'll soon be enveloped in a choking cloud of smug. The pious Prius driver will be fuming, and you'll get an exhaustive exhortation of how zero emission is the Durango lifestyle, or Devon style. It's ironic how the Western way of life and the Durango lifestyle are miles apart yet occupy the same space. And speaking of space, let's pull into the issue on street parking. The city standards for parking spaces are clearly defined in the Land Use Development Code. Parallel parking spots must be 8 feet wide and 22 feet long. Angled parking needs to be 8.5 feet and 18.5 feet. There's an exception for compact spaces, truncated to 15 feet. As such as Durango parking spaces can accommodate most regular trucks. After all, the standard Ford F-150 pickup is smidge over 17 feet long. But what self-respecting truck driver would settle for mere basic? We're talking the Truckosaurus Rex edition with the Super Duty Magnum Force Extreme Quad Ultra Crew Extended O Cab. It features a mega muscular V8 Hemi-Demi semi-nuclear reactor powertrain with a heated steering wheel, leather seats, and Starbucks cup holder. And just to be fair, the haughty hybrid buyer won't settle for basic either. The sustainable green drive system comes with a Feng Shui Eco Rainforest. I know how to say rainforest. Interior holistic solar windows and OnStar satellite connected yoga studio locator. Whoever did this is, oh my goodness. It features a center of console compositioning bin, dark side, it's like he purposely does this. Compliant headlights along with a heated steering wheel, leather seats, and Starbucks cup holder. Here we go again. Vehicles extending over straddling marketed lanes will get a $25 ticket. It's called a not wholly in space violation, said a Durango parking enforcement officer. That's wholly with a W, not an H. Action line confirmed. I suppose it could be for holy, as in holy crap, oh cow. What an awful parking job, the officer said with a laugh. Yes, we do ticket anything that sticks out into traffic, cars or trucks. The vehicle doesn't matter. Size, however, matters. If you have a crew cab Ford F-350, your parking ticket waiting to happen. This particular model is 22 plus feet long, which exceeds any parking space in town. What's a law-abiding crew caballero to caballero? What's a law-abiding crew caballero to do? This is from the Journal. Now with Daniel.
Parks and Wildlife researching walleye at Narragansett, whatever the fuck it is, Narragansett, in the ongoing effort to provide more sport fishing opportunities. Colorado Parks and Wildlife is researching walleye that have been stocked in reservoir in southwest Colorado. Walleye are predators that could harm endangered native fish species in the San Juan River Basin. Therefore, CPW stocking work is restricted. But aquatic biologists have developed a technique that renders walleye sterile and unable to reproduce in the wild, said Joe Lewandowski, CPW Public Information Officer. The research study is aimed at confirming the effectiveness of the sterilization technique and how well the walleye survive in the wild. If the sterilization is successful, sterile walleye would lessen the threat to native species. Our concern, which we share with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, is that if walleye escape into the San Juan River, they would pose a major threat to the endangered razorback, sucker, and pike minnow, said Jim White, CPW aquatic biologist in Durango. If we can show that these fish are sterile and can reproduce, that would greatly reduce the risk of escaped walleye starting a population in the San Juan or Colorado rivers. The walleye experiment started in 2008 when CPW began stocking walleye fry and fingerlings in Narragansett. Since then, the agency has stocked 1.5 million walleye in the reservoir. To make fish sterile, fertilized eggs harvested from walleye at Pueblo Reservoir are placed under high pressure in a special container that alters the chromosome structure. The technique has been shown to be 95% effective. Work that began March 18th at Narragansett Reservoir nets were set every night for 2 weeks to remove walleye and take blood samples. A blood test to be done by a lab in California will determine whether the fish was sterile. About 400 fish were removed during the operation. Researchers also will measure the fish and examine their stomachs to determine what they are eating. Some fish captured last year were found to range from 14 inches to about 24 inches long. Walleye can live more than 10 years. White said Narragansett hasn't been heavily fished because most anglers troll for walleye and motorized craft that are not allowed on the reservoir. If tests show that 95% of the fish are sterile, White said that CPW will be able to make a good case to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for stocking walleye here and other western slope reservoirs where similar stocking restrictions exist. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, CPW, and other agencies work together on the Endangered Fish Recovery Program in the Intermountain West. White hopes a full report on the testing will be completed late this year. The story is from the Journal with Little Green Lion.
Strong winds, rain, and snow forecast for southwest Colorado. A wind advisory is in effect in western Colorado from noon to 10 p.m. Tuesday, according to the National Weather Service. The advisory includes Cortez, Durango, Duff Creek, Mancos, Dolores, Grand Junction, Montrose, Delta, Nuclear Landing, and Moab. Southwest winds up to 25 to 35 miles an hour are expected, with gusts reaching 50 miles an hour in the late Tuesday afternoon and early evening. Late Tuesday evening into a Wednesday morning, a front will move southeastward through an area causing a wind shift to the northwest, but winds will remain gusty. Travel may be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles, the Weather Service said, because conditions will be dry in the afternoon. Outdoor burning is not recommended. Daytime temperatures Tuesday in Montezuma and La Plata counties are expected to approach 70 degrees and fall to 35 Tuesday night. The forecast calls for a 60% chance of rain and snow showers after 4 a.m. Wednesday continuing into the Wednesday night. Sunny skies are forecast for Thursday, but there is no slight chance of rain and snow Friday and Saturday. This story is from the Journal with Little Pink Dragon.
Eli Tomac comes from behind the wind 450 Supercross in Nashville. Eli Tomac of Cortez dodged disaster Saturday in Nashville 450 Supercross and raced from the middle of the pack to a dominating win at Nissan Stadium. As the gate dropped, series leading Cooper Webb, Blake Baggett, and Joey Savage went to the lead at the first turn. After one lap, it was Webb, series runner Marvin Musquin, and Baggett. Tomac was 11th. In the second lap, Musquin crashed with a smoking bike and dropped to 19th, and Tomac moved up 4th spots to 7th place. In the fourth lap, Savage crashed and took Roxen with him, giving Tomac 4th place. In the 7th, Tomac passed Baguette for the 3rd, and in the 8th, passed Dean Wilson for 2nd place behind Webb. Tomac grabbed the lead in the 9th of 26 laps and didn't look back, running his fastest lap of the race, the 11th, and stretching out a second lead. He led the final 15 laps and took the checkered flag 11.64 seconds ahead of Baguette, Webb, Wilson, and Zach Osborne. Rounded out the top 5, Musquin finished 6th and after falling to 19th in the second lap. Savage, Joshua Grant, Justin Hill, and Justin Barcia didn't finish the race. With the win, Tomac moved into second place, tied with Musquin at 288 points. Webb remained in first with 309 points, and Rosen faded to fourth at 367 points after finishing 8th. Earlier Saturday, Tomac was forced into the last chance qualifying round after a disastrous qualifying heat. Tomac was 18th in his heat after starting fast and racing to the lead, but he pulled off the track with a malfunctioning bike in the first lap. His teammate Savage won the heat and was followed by Cooper Webb, Justin Bogle, Justin Hill, and Justin Barcia. In the last chance round, Tomac was 3rd after one lap, but moved to the front in the third. He then ran away with the win, 12.438 seconds ahead of Austin Poletti. During qualifying rounds, Tomac was 6th with a fastest lap of 49.369 seconds, more than a second of the pace setter Roxen, 48.376. Musquin was second and was followed by Wilson, Zavizzi, and Tyler Bauer. The AMA Supercross Series heads to Tomac's home state on April 13th for the 15th and 17th races at Bronco Stadium at Mile High in Denver. Now for Dumb Laws with Hannah.
Our Dumb Laws segment are actual laws still in the books in many cities, states, cities, and municipalities. This means that these laws are still technically legal. Dumb laws in Texas. Cities. In Port Arthur, obnoxious odors may not be emitted while in an elevator. In Richardson, it is illegal to do any U-turns. It is now illegal to place a for-sign bell on a car if it's visible from the street. In Temple, cattle thieves may not be hanged on the spot. You can ride your horse in the saloon. No one may ride a horse and buggy through the town square. In Texarkana, owners of horses may not ride them at night without tail lights. Now for the weather report. Our current weather data comes from the DCTV weather station located in the beautiful downtown Dove Creek. The current temperature is 66 degrees. The high for today was 67 degrees. The low was 47 degrees. The barometer is at 29.56 inches and is falling. Humidity is at 21%. Wind is between 1 and 12 miles per hour from the northwest. Gusts been up to 27 miles per hour. There were no hundredths of an inch of moisture today in the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the month is 4 hundredths of an inch. Moisture accumulation for the year is 5.42 hundredths of an inch. Now for the big map, courtesy of the National Weather Service. There is rain in Oregon, Washington, and Central California coasts. Here. The rest of the Northwest is having rain mixed with snow. The storm is moving south and east and coming into our area, and in that area, that's chances that for heavy snow in the harsh marked areas. More rain and snow mixed in the northeast. Most of the southern states of the Atlantic coastal areas are receiving thunder showers, and sometimes severe thunderstorms. Here is our exclusive DCTV 5-day forecast. Wednesday, snow showers, high 39, low 25. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high 43, low 27. Friday, snow showers, high 48, low 29. Saturday, partly sunny, high 49, low 30. Sunday, partly sunny, high 56, low 36. Now for the snow total report, which is the amount of snowpack and the mountains across the state. We hope it will be helpful for our farmers and our skiers. Statewide, the snowpack is 115% of normal. Here in the Southwest, we only have 152% of normal. Here's our climate change report. CO2 carbon dioxide is considered a greenhouse gas and is one of the principal causes of climate change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability. This results in significant variations worldwide in moisture and cold temperatures, but the general climate trend of the planet is slowly warming. Therefore, it is important that we report the CO2 weekly changes. Following are the CO2 numbers in parts per million. Last week, 412.21. 2 weeks ago, 411.32. Last year, 409.15. 10 years ago, 389.13. 50 years ago, 326.66. Thank you, Dr. Peter Tanz of the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and Michael McGee of the CO2.Earth Network for providing this information. Remember, you can help keep our kids' news show on air by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
That's the end of today's DCTV 4-H News program. This is your news director, Jonathan. Good night, and thank you for watching.